Hello everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. In this video I'm gonna show you how to use the filters for multiple drop down menus, and then also how to have a button that can take you somewhere else within the same page or outside the website that you already created. So let me show you how this one works. So in this you're already gonna have some pre-write or preset names. So for example, if you have house, condo, villa, land, and this can be for different industries, so you can use this strategy for any type of website, but in this case we're gonna use it for a real estate website. So if I select house, it should only filter houses. If I click villa or condo, it should also do the same. And then if I wanna clear and start over, I can just clear here and it pretty much starts over. And then I can do also filter by bedrooms. So as you can see here, 2, I go 3, 4, and then if I go here, number of bedrooms, so it's 1, 2, and then if there's nothing, it's just gonna be empty. It's not gonna show anything, and then just can clear. So, and then this one you can name it clear, reset, or anything you want. So now that you see that, the next thing is when you click on the image, or in this case we can have a button, is gonna take you to that specific listing. And this is pretty much similar to another video already created, but this is for people that wanted to do multiple drop downs and they want to have this clear button. So hopefully this helps you with your website, and it also gives you an extra skill that you can use for other projects that you might have in mind. So let's start. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go here and we're gonna create a pretty much blank page. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna edit this one. And if you already have your own website, you can feel free to skip to where we have everything. But if you're starting out and you want to see everything, this is how you'll do it. So first you're gonna need a database, and there's 2 ways to do it. You can first turn on the developer mode. When you turn this on, it's gonna give you some extra tools, and we always mention this in our videos just in case this is your first time watching this. So if you see this menu right here and this one right here, you can just minimize it and then just hide this. And when you turn it on, you're gonna see now this new option right here, which is called Content Manager. And then inside here, the tools, now you're gonna see the input button. So those are the tools that you get access to once you turn developer mode on. So the first thing we're gonna use is creating a database or inside the Content Manager. Now there is again 2 ways to do it. The easy way is what I'm gonna show you right now. And then there's a little bit more tedious way, which is manually going and creating your own database by going here, creating a new collection, and then start creating. In this case, you can name it, let's say, listings. But in this case, because we're gonna use the listings name again, we're just gonna name it listings 2. And then on-site content, we can do custom use, and then set custom permissions. So here it says who can read the page or the collection. In this case, we want to make sure it's anyone. Unless you have a members area, then you can just select members, site member, or just admin. Who can create content? We can put in this case also anyone. Let's say you have multiple people, and then we're gonna leave this one as anyone who can update the content. Who can delete the content? We're just gonna put as admin, and then save and create. So once you create this, it's gonna give you a bunch of little spaces where you can add more content. So for example, right here, once you have this section, you can be adding, let's say, type of property. You can add image, and then you're gonna select image. And I'm gonna be creating one video just to explain how these sections you know, are gonna affect anything you do on the page, and also within the properties, the field types, how are you gonna be able to use all this, and how do you use them, and why it's important to select the right one. Now, again, this is the long way to do it. So the way to do it much faster, if you're trying to create something like properties, listings, anything that had to do with real estate, what you want to do is go to menus and pages, and go to dynamic pages, add to site, and then right here you're gonna find this one's called property listing. Just click add, and what it's gonna do is gonna create the database for you. It's gonna create the what do you call it, the title page and all listings page. So it's gonna save you a lot of time. Now you can still go and modify the database if you want to add a section that maybe it's missing because you have something specific, or you can edit things that you don't like, or you can completely remove them. So that's totally up to you. Okay, so perfect. Now it's gonna add dummy content. As you can see, you have the title, bedrooms, location, has the agent, it has the image, description, pricing, gallery, and then status. So you have all the common things that you mostly gonna need whenever you're doing anything that had to do with selling a property. So we're gonna close this, and now I'm gonna show you what it's gonna look like. So we're gonna preview this, and this is your listings page, right? So if I click on this image, it's gonna automatically take me to that specific listing. If I go back, I can go and find another one, and it's also gonna show me the gallery. So if I click on this one, it's gonna show me everything again. And if you don't see the gallery here or the images, it's most likely because it hasn't loaded completely, or your internet might be slow. It happens sometimes. So as you can see, you can go back here, and the thing that we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back to the editor, and we're gonna publish this. So now we're just gonna leave this alone. We're gonna go back to the home page. So we're gonna go back here to site menu, home, and then once you're on home, we're gonna add the filters that we're gonna be using, which is gonna be through a drop down menu. So you wanna go to input, gonna scroll down here, gonna select this one, and this one we're gonna name it settings, property type. And then we're gonna copy and paste, and then this is gonna be number of bedrooms, and then we're gonna paste one more, and this is gonna be number of bathrooms, and then lastly we're gonna add a button. And this button can be either to reset, you can also name it something like clear. We're just gonna name it clear. So it will clear anything on this drop down menus. We're just gonna close it. Now so far we got almost everything that we need. And then lastly, we're just gonna add a repeater, which is gonna be under list and grids. So we're just gonna drag this right here, and then we're gonna start editing this according to what you want it to look like. Okay, so the first thing is I want to move this a little bit center right there. I want to move the text up. I don't want a date, so I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna leave that there. This little box, I don't think it's important. I want to make sure the picture looks clear. And then let me select the right text. Now I add it there. I don't want from. I can leave that there. Now the button, I can leave it and I can just see like view more. And then this one, I can also do view more. The easiest way, if you want to have the same text for all of them, you can always just copy this, Control B, and then move it outside. We're gonna delete all these ones. And now you can just add it right here again. And it adds it automatically, so you don't have to be typing again. So anyways, now we need the number of bathrooms and number of bedrooms. So we're gonna go to here. We're gonna add a little icon, just so it helps us identify what we need. So once we have this right here, can make this smaller. I'm gonna change the vector and we're gonna name this bedroom. So this one is gonna be the bedroom. And then we're gonna copy and paste, and we're gonna find one that says that's gonna be for the bathroom. So bathroom, so let's select that one. Now again, if you need the nicer icons, because sometimes Wix doesn't have enough, just use flat icon. And then you can have a free account, and here you can find a bunch of icons that you need. So just make sure you do that. I'm gonna put bedrooms, bathrooms, and we're gonna move this a little bit up, and then we're gonna add lastly a little text. So we're gonna put this one right here. We're just gonna put a number on it, and then we're gonna make it smaller. Gonna edit the text. We're gonna make it smaller because this is too big. So we're gonna do 18. Again, we're gonna copy and paste. And now we're gonna put this one under the bedrooms and this one under bathrooms. Okay, so again, you can customize this as much as you want, as long as everything has the data that you need. So the only things that we're connecting is the image, the title, the description, the numbers here for the bedrooms and bathrooms. The icons don't get connected to anything, so you just leave them like that, and then the pricing, and then the buttons. So once we have this, we already have the database. Now we can start going into adding the filters. But before we do that, there's something very important that you need to do on the drop downs. So you're gonna go where it says manage choices, and here we're gonna delete everything. And we're gonna add our own values, okay? So anything that it's here, it has to match what you have in your content manager. So we're gonna go to properties to see what type of property it is, right? So you need houses, condos, and based on what you have there it is, here it is. So on property type, you have single family, condo, villa, single family home, condo. So anything that you have here, it's what you need to have on your drop down. If you don't have that category here and it doesn't match it, it's not gonna filter. So a lot of the times what I do is to have a little bit more control is I create the form where the realtor is gonna upload all the data. That way they can just select if it's a house, if it's land. Villa is not as common, but you can add it. So I will add the most popular ones. So once you do that, then everything, no matter what they type, it's gonna be always the same. So in this case, you have those. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna go back to property type and then manage choices. We're gonna add choice, and then here we're gonna do the label first, house. We're gonna copy this, and then now we're gonna edit the value. So as you can see, there's two things. There's label and there's value. And then the label doesn't matter, you can type anything, but the value has to be the same as what's on your database. Just keep that in mind. So we're gonna add another one, and then this one, the label is gonna be, for example, condo. We can even put condos, but on the value it has to match what's on your database, so it doesn't have an S, so we're gonna leave it as condo. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna add another one. It's villa, and then here we're gonna name it villa. Okay, so now you have most of the things that we need. We're not gonna add all of them, but you can add all of the ones that you have. So if you have apartments, you can also add apartments. So you can add as many as you need. So as you can see here, you have single family home, condo, villa, single family again. So we can even use this one if you want. I'm gonna add this one. I go back here. We're gonna add it, edit the label, and then here we're gonna add the value. So again, usually in real estate, you're gonna have the most common ones: houses, condos, apartments, villa, single, and I think it's multi-home. So you can add all those categories. So no matter what's on the database, it will always find one of those. So once you do that, we're gonna go to bedrooms now. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna delete everything. And here we're gonna add everything from 1. And then the value is gonna be, the label is gonna be also 1. Here we're gonna do 2. And then here we're gonna do 2. And then here we're gonna do 3. And then it's gonna be 3. I'm gonna do one more here. We're gonna do 4. And then 4. And then we're gonna do one more, which is gonna be 5. This is gonna be value 5. And that's it. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you go down here on properties on your database, you can always go back and verify. There's categories that are always gonna have specific things. So in this case, this one has numbers and the max is 5. So you can, even if you think you're gonna have a house that's gonna have more than a bedroom, sorry, then you can add more. So you can add as many here, because in the future, if they add a property that has more than 8 bedrooms, then it's not gonna filter out. So if you just think they're gonna add a property that with that many bedrooms, then you can just put more. So we're gonna add one more, and 7. We're gonna add one last one. Okay, edit value 7. And this is 7. And then let's say we do 8, which is very rare unless you have a mansion. Then I don't think you're gonna get to 8. But let's say you have that there. Now to make it easier for you, you have the options. You can just delete this one because you already added all those choices. So we can just copy or duplicate, and then you can just rename it. So we're gonna change on settings, number of bathrooms, because it's gonna be the same. Okay, so you have number property, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, and then clear. Okay, so now this is where the important thing comes in. We're gonna go to content manager. We're gonna go where it says add content elements, and we're gonna add a data set. Once we add a data set, we're gonna go to settings. We're gonna go to collection, and you're gonna connect properties. Now, if you were already playing with Wix before, or you already have a site, and you created another database is called properties, and let's say you have 2 or 3, make sure you find the right database. So sometimes you could say properties 1, or if you have multiple databases with the name properties, you might have 3 or 4. So make sure you select the right one. Then this one stays like that. And then here, because we're only displaying information, it's gonna stay as read only. So this is not gonna change. Here, the number of properties that you wanna display, it's up to you if you wanna do 12, 20. What I usually like to do, if this is gonna be on my home page, I only like to display 3. And then I always add a button at the bottom right here that says load more properties. So I can always do this. And that's totally up to you. You can, if you have that many properties, then you can display 6 if you want or more. So I can do load more or view more listings. View more listings. So you can always have a button here, or you can show as many as you want here. Okay, so now we have the data set, we have everything. Now we're gonna start adding the filters. So you gotta go to settings, and then you're gonna move this so you have a clear view, and then you're gonna scroll down here and you're gonna see this button that says add filter. When you click on this, in this case, we want to filter property type. So the first thing we're going to go where it says field, we're going to look property type. And once you select property type, it's going to ask you is the condition. So you're going to click contains. Okay. So why? Because you want it to have either condo, apartment, villa, whatever is on your database, you want it to contain. Okay. So once you do that, then it's gonna ask you what type of value you want to use. In this case, you want to use user input, and when you click on user input, it's gonna have drop down automatically. But remember, you have 3, so you gotta find the right one. So you can see if I hover over each of them, it shows me which one. So in this case, we're doing property type, so it's gonna be the first one. Once you select the right one, you click add filter. And then you can close this, and you can even preview if you like. So if I go here, I put house, it should only show me houses. If I click condos, it should only show me condos. But because I haven't published it, usually you have to publish when you have to deal with databases. So now you should do it. And let me see. If it's not working, this is gonna be one of the reasons. We're gonna go back here and we're gonna go back to the editor. And this is normal. So let's go back here on manage choices. So we have house, condo, villa. We're gonna go to content manager, and let's see why it's doing that. Okay, so I don't have any house, so that's why. So I do have villa, and as you can see, villa here is with a capital V, condos with capital C. So we can copy this one, and then we're gonna go here, manage choices. So we're gonna edit this one, and I can leave house because maybe I'm gonna add a house later, so I can actually leave it there. So let's leave it this as house. And then we're gonna add this one, and then capital H, condo. The value has to be with capital C, and then the villa, the value has to be also villa. Okay, done. So now we're gonna click close, we're gonna publish, and now it should work. Oh, my bad. The reason why it's not working yet is because, I'm so sorry, I didn't connect the repeater. So let's do that right now. So I went too fast. Okay, so the first thing we gotta do is we're gonna click on the image. We're gonna go to data set, and then once we're here, we gotta select the properties type. Here on image, we're gonna connect it to image, And now this is very important. If you want people, whenever they click on the image, to take them to see the actual listing, then you can go down here where it says link connects to, and then you're gonna go up here where it says properties title. If you select properties title, it's only gonna show you that specific property. But if you click on properties all, it's gonna show you all the listings. So what I like to do is, for the single one, because I don't want people to be lost if you have multiple properties, I want them to take them here. That way, when they go to see the property and they click on it, it's the right one. And then if they want to see all the other properties, then there's going to be a back button, and I'll show you in a little bit what it is. So that one is important. Now, if you, let's say, are using a different website to show also your listings, you can go here and you can also select something like load more. You can also reset. So you can do a lot of different things with this option right here. So we're gonna leave it like that, and then we're gonna close this. Now we're gonna connect the title. So again, we're gonna go to dataset. We're gonna go here, title. Gonna close this. We're gonna stretch this a little bit, and then the text, we can go here and we can select description if you want to. So you can select description text. If it's too long, you can always select just something like agent email or property type. So if we go property type, it should only show us the property type that it is. So you can connect it to anything. And then the numbers, number of bedrooms, I'm gonna connect here to make sure it's the right one. And then bedrooms. And then the next one is gonna be bathrooms. So you're gonna scroll down here, bathrooms, and then pricing. I'm gonna collect it right here. It's gonna be price. And now this button, now as you can see, it's a little too large, so we can always disconnect this to adjust it. So we can just go here and let's select this text. I'm gonna make it smaller. You can select 18, and now it's smaller. That way it won't mess with your page layout. Then we're gonna connect this. I'm gonna go to properties dataset. Then we're gonna go to price, and there it is. Okay, now you have this button right here. You can also connect it to the dataset, or you can connect it outside the dataset. So for example, here it says click action connects to. You can connect it to anything like the listings, and if you don't want to do that, you can always go label connects to, and then you can also connect it to any other of the buttons that you have there. So you have a few options. Now, if you don't want to connect it to the dataset, you can just leave it like that, and then you can always connect it to specific things. But mainly, if you want to connect it to an outside link, what I would recommend is going to the content manager, going into your dataset, and then you gotta add a specific link section for something external. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna add this option, and we're gonna name it external URL. And then here under text, we're gonna go where it says URL, and then we're gonna click save. So now, for example, I'm gonna select YouTube. So we're gonna do YouTube. And I'm sorry if I lost you because I went back and forth really fast. Just feel free to pause or rewind the video. I don't know if that's how you say it, or send me a message and I will try to help you. So okay, so we're gonna put an external URL. So we're gonna paste that here. You can put any type of URL here. So now we're gonna be able to connect this button to the data set. So we're gonna go here, and it's properties data set, click links or connects to, and then we're gonna find external URL. So now you have an external URL. We're gonna connect everything before we go and test it, because last time it wasn't working because I didn't connect the repeater yet, so I'm sorry. So we're gonna go back here and make sure you have all the choices. Perfect. So now we're gonna add another filter, and that's gonna be for the middle one. So we're gonna drag this here, scroll down here, and where it says filter, we're gonna go and connect bedrooms. So we're gonna go bedrooms, and then the condition, because it's a number, it says equals. So here you can put equals because you have the same numbers. So if you want, when you want to select 3 bedrooms, you want it to show 3 bedrooms, then you gotta make sure it's equals. If you want a number that's higher, let's say you want anybody that selects the number 3, but you also want higher numbers like 4 or 5, then you can do greater than or equals. So they can select either 3 or 4, and it's still gonna display those numbers. But anything below 4, it's not gonna show. So, but in this case, to not complicate your life, just click equals, and then just click user input, drop down. Just make sure you select the right one. As you can see, when you move the mouse here on one of these 3, it selects you which one it is. Since we're doing the middle one, it's gonna be that one, and then add a filter, and you can close it. We're gonna go here, manage choices, and again, just make sure your values are correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then now we can go back to the data set, settings, scroll down, add a filter. And then here we're gonna go back to bathrooms, number of bathrooms equals, and then user input, the correct drop down. It's gonna be the last one, and then add filter. And now you can click preview, and now this time it's gonna work. So, but before we do that, there's one more thing that we need to do. So back to the editor, we still gotta connect the button here. So this one, the only thing you gotta do is you can just go here, connect to data, and then right here is gonna tell you what do you wanna do. So in this case, we wanna select reset input values. Okay, so once we do that, now it's all connected. So preview. So let's say I want to filter condos. It should only show me condos. There it is. If I go here on villa, it's only going to show me villa. Right now, because I don't have a house, that's why if I click on it, it's not going to show anything. Now, let's say if I want to start over, I can just clear here, and it will reset everything. So it shows me everything again. Now we need to fix this thing. I don't know what I did here, but I'll fix it right now. But one more thing, once you gotta go to bedrooms, let's go here and fix this so that way it's not confusing. So let me see why it's showing 2. Okay, because it was 3.5. So we're gonna make sure it's 3.5 bathrooms. Okay, so now we can go back to preview, and we wanna select, let's say 2, and it's only gonna show me a property that has 2 bedrooms. Sorry. If I select 5, it's gonna show me anything that has 5 bathrooms. I can select 2, and it's gonna show me only the ones that have 2. If I select 4, right now it's not showing anything because you also want a property that has 5 bedrooms. And then if I go to condos, it's even worse because this having many filters also requires more content. So if you don't have that much content, this doesn't make sense to do. But let's say you're the type of person that, or the type of client that are like, hey, you know what, I want one section where they can see that they want specific 4 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms. So we're gonna clear this, and now it's gonna show everything. So if I select 4 bathrooms, I don't have anything with 4. If I go 5, also nothing. If I go 2, it should show me only the ones that have 2, as you can see here, and then this one right here. So I can clear, and now I only want to see bedrooms that have 5 of them. So 5 and 5. And now remember when I mentioned earlier that if you click on the image, it should take you directly to the listing. So once you click on it, it's gonna take you to the specific listing. Now, as you can see here, it has all the information of that property. If I click back, it's gonna show me all the properties. And now I don't have a menu here, but because this is a just testing page, but let's say if I had a menu, I can go back and forth. So let's add a menu. That way you can see what it's gonna look like. So we're gonna add this one right here at the top. And now we can go in preview. Okay, so as you can see, if I go to home, it's gonna take me to the home page where we created this section right here. You have your filters, and then you also have, it turns red once you do clear, but it's not an error or anything, so don't worry about that. So if I select 3 again, it should filter only 3. If I select 5, it should only give me 5. If I don't have any property with 5, then it's not gonna show anything. If I go here on bedrooms again, I know I have 3, so it's only gonna show me 3. Wait, I mean 4. Where do you go? There you go, 4. So again, this is how you use the filters, and you can feel free to explore. The filters are very easy to use. So once you go on settings, you can add another filter. And as you can see, based on the data that you have on your collection or your database, it's gonna show you everything here. So you can select, let's say, bathrooms, right? And you can select the conditions. Now the condition is gonna be different based on the type of field that you have here. So for example, I'm gonna go here. Just lastly, to explain this part so it's not confusing. As you can see, on top of each section, there's a little icon. You see right here, has the symbol of number. That's because this is set for a number. This is location. This T represents text. Property here is also a text. And then image. And then again, text. So you can do different ones. The way you see that option is by clicking on it, go into properties, and then here the field type. This is where you have all the different type of fields that you can use, and depends on what kind of content you are gonna add to that section. That's how you decide which option you're gonna use. In this case, for example, on price, it's numbers, but because I have the symbol and I have the commas, that's why I had to do text, right? But if you're only doing, let's say, numbers, then it's better to use the number field type. So you'll select this one right here, because this is also how it's gonna help you whenever you do any type of filters under the settings. And anytime you add a filter, that's gonna be very important. So in order for you to have more control, that's how you can decide how your data set is gonna be, and you can always change things around. So that's it. Hopefully that helped you. Lastly, if you want to connect this button just to show all the listings, we can just connect it here, go to this option, and then we can do load more if we want to load more. But in this case, we want them to go to see all the properties. So we're going to click properties all. And then once we do that, we're going to click here, view the page. And now this is what's going to happen. Whenever they click here, it takes them to all the properties. So that's how you do it. But if you have questions, just let me know. I hope I wasn't going too fast. But I'm gonna be uploading more videos showing how to work databases in more detail and more customized. The way we did it right now, it's the easiest way because we were using dynamic pages, which helps a lot because it automatically created all the listings pages and then the title page, and then that's how it helps you. So all you gotta do is just connect everything else to your database, and that's it. So let me know in the comments if you have questions. Thank you for the support, and see you guys next time.